I am, hello, I'm here, I'm now, hello. Yes, I'm still alive, for those of you who are asking. I know I haven't posted the video. I need to post a video. Oh, I almost burped. I'm sorry. I need to post a video on my beauty channel because that one's getting old. But anyway, I wanted to post a video on this channel because I have something very important to tell you guys. Well, I have a story, I should say. A story time. Story time! Yay! But anyway, I have a little story to tell you guys. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I kind of highly recommend that you guys follow me on Twitter because Twitter is my home skills. It's my BFF, okay? But seriously, you guys follow me on Twitter. But if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you guys all don't know that I had a kind of like a, I don't want to say a stalker because he didn't like stalk my house. He stalked like my phone, I guess. Like he texted me and stuff. But, I mean, people on Twitter were asking me to tell them the story, and I told them I would make a video about it. I know I was going to make a video about this. No, I'm not going to, like, not make a video about it, because every time this happens, or an event happens, I have to make a video and tell you guys, because I am not a closed book. I will tell you guys anything about my life. If you ask me one thing, and say, like, Brianne, do you drink? No! I really don't drink. I really, really, really don't drink. I don't drink or smoke. I've never done any of that stuff in my life. But anyway, that's besides the point. And let's get on with the story, because it is kind of serious. I'm not going to try to make it funny, because it was a pretty serious matter. But yeah, so I just... Let's get on with the story. So, was it Sunday night? It was Monday night. This happened. First off, if you guys follow me on Twitter, honestly, you guys have to follow me on Twitter because this is what I'm going to say. If you follow me on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter. But seriously, Twitter I posted that I was getting a lot of private calls, and that was because this person lived in my town, and he was just being funny, you know, whatever. I really don't care. And at one point in time, he forgot to hit the star 67 button, and his caller ID showed up, and it was just hilarious. I thought that was a funny matter. So, as you guys may know, I was saying, oh, grow up on Twitter and da-da-da. But finally, that night, since that person just kept calling me in private, even after I knew who it was, he kept doing it because he was dumb. I turned off my phone because it was to the point where it was kind of annoying me. So I kind of like, turn off my phone or whatever. And I turned it upside down and went to sleep. And during that night, I woke up and turned on my phone, and this was about like 3:30 a.m. I got a text. Of course, I had, all these missed private calls. I'm just sitting here laughing at myself. But I got a text from somebody from a different number. I know the number was so different because the area code was not anywhere in Illinois, nowhere in Iowa. It was somewhere, I think it was out of the country. I'm not sure. I should look up the area code just to make sure. But I know it wasn't anywhere in Illinois or Iowa, because I know most of the area codes around here in Illinois and in Iowa just because from work and stuff. But no, this one was, I think it was out of the country if I remember right. And it was a person who was saying, hi, I am Ed Weir. I'm 21 years old. I'm living in a Thailand refugee camp, and I really want to be your friend. And at first I kind of looked at it and I was like, yeah, okay, enough with the pranks. I thought it was a prank. That's what I really thought it was. So I kind of ignored it, and kind of just went back to sleep. I wasn't really paying attention or anything. But yeah, oh my gosh, guys, my stomach is growling so bad. Okay, enough. I woke up the next morning, and, it was a new day. I think, did I have work on Tuesday? No, I did not have work on Tuesday. So Tuesday, I was just, chilling and just doing my thing and stuff like that, when all of a sudden I got the same text again. And this was to the point now where I'm kind of like, okay. I did not reply back to these text messages just because I was scared that something was going to happen. And I knew better not to text back, because usually I don't text back a number unless it's somebody that is from locally. But I wasn't going to text this number back. And then throughout Tuesday, I was getting, oh my gosh, guys. Throughout Tuesday, I was getting all these text messages. I was getting, he was taking it to the point now where he was calling me and leaving voicemails. And I was kind of happy he left me a voicemail just because I wanted to know who it was. And when I listened back at the voicemail, the guy had a very, 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 very heavy accent. He could barely speak English. Like, little tiny bits and pieces. And I forgot to mention, in the text messages, he did not know how to spell. There's a few errors in there too. So I kind of had an idea this person is really like in a refugee camp in Thailand and trying to get at me. And it was to the point now where he's like, hey, I want to be your friend, maybe even more than that. I could barely hear what he was saying, but since I work at JCPenney and we get those people all the time, I kind of know how they do, you know, with their little speaking. So, yeah. So I kind of like was, oh my gosh, like I was kind of getting a little worried. Of course, I did not call him back. I did not text him back. But, of course, he kept calling. He kept doing all this stuff. And finally, I was like, you know, we have to go block this number because this is really getting bad. And I really did not want to message him or do anything to the point where he was threatening me or saying or going to send sexual things to me, because then I would have to get the police involved, and that would be even worse. And I was like, we got to go get this number blocked. So, finally, I went down to Sprint and... Sprint... So my phone is a Sprint phone, and I mean, I love the company Sprint. It's probably one of the cheapest companies out there. I recommend Sprint, but just my local Sprint, like the people in my town Sprint. Like, I usually go to the town next over because the one here is, people there are just so rude. And so I went in there and I picked a number. Who does that anymore? Who picks a number? Who goes into stuff and picks a number? Yeah, my Sprint does. So I picked a number and I was browsing through the phones. And while this was going on, the guy was still calling and texting me. He was like, how are you? Why aren't you answering my texts? Why aren't you answering my calls? And oh my God, I was going crazy. Finally, they called my number. And I told him, I'm like, hey, I need to get this number blocked to my phone. This guy is calling me like crazy. And I don't even know who he is. And I kind of explained a little bit more than what I was supposed to. And then the girl just kind of looked at me and she was like, you have to go online and do it. And I'm just like, okay, how do I do that? Can you tell me like the steps how to do it? Because I'm going through my mom's account. I don't have an account, my own account. And she was like, oh, well, we can do it here if you have your mom's account information. And I'm like, not really. I mean, I knew some of her account information. Like, I know her number and I know her like password to get in to the account, but I don't know anything else. Like, I don't know, I guess there was another a 7-digit number that I was supposed to know and all this ish. And finally I was like, okay, so I had to call my mom and she had to do it. And Sprint had to help her through it. And the girl was just like, you know, kind of just sitting there just like, yeah, I work at Sprint. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's how she was. And I'm just like, okay, well, you're not really helpful. And like left. I did not say that to her face because I know how that feels when somebody says that to your face. I left and told my mom about it and stuff. My mom already knew about the guy. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I promise you, she already knew about the guy. But I had to tell my mom, like, the people at Sprint wouldn't help me and all that ish. But yeah, and so finally the number got blocked. I have not gotten a text. I have not gotten a call. I have not gotten a voicemail from this guy anymore. I'm so happy. Thank God. I am so... I'm so relieved. Today my phone has been silent. All I've been getting are emails, which are good, and that's about it. Guys, is that if something happens like that to you, I want to get the message out there that I guess recently there's been a few of those cases, and if that ever happens, don't text them back. Don't do anything, because then if things get pretty out of hand, you have to get the police involved, and that would be even a more tragic thing. Just go get the number blocked, and it should be done and over with. And make sure you tell your parents too. Don't just keep it to yourself and try to sneak down a Sprint and do it yourself, because that's not going to happen. But I told my mom right away. I did not hold it back from her. I wanted to tell her right straight away. And I mean, if it happens to you, or if it's to the point where they're threatening you or something, make sure you tell somebody you know and trust, like an adult or something, or tell the police or something like that, because those things can be pretty bad. And it didn't go to that far with me. It just went to the point where he was saying that he wanted to be friends with me, maybe even more than that. That's what he was saying, which is a little bit too far for my liking. Yeah, so those people over there can just be creepy, and I guess what I'm hearing is that the people over there that are in refugee camps, if you guys didn't know, they're just in camps, because their homes are a dangerous place to live, and they're in refugee camps to get over here to the United States. They're texting you because, or something, I guess there's emails too. There's emails or text messages, you can get calls from them too. It's basically anything nowadays, maybe even Facebook sometimes, and they'll try to message you and try to get money from you sometimes. Sometimes they'll get, they'll try to get you to, like, get them over here illegally, or legally in their case. But just make sure you go and tell somebody about it, because I guess there's been a few cases recently, so do that. Yeah, that's my little story today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Yeah, I know it's kind of a long story, but I really want to tell you guys just to get it out there, because a lot of you guys were asking me what is going on. Like, yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. So I hope you guys all have had a happy week so far, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye!